Delighted to say that Frank Bruno's just walked into the studio looking as impressive and as dapper as ever. How you doing, Frank?
Not too bad, Simon. How you doing? Long time. I hadn't seen the eye.
Yeah, I haven't seen you for, but you're looking fabulous.
Cheers, I'm trying, Simon, trying.
Training every day and running and in the gym?
Yeah, trying to do a little bit, look after yourself, mind your diet. I didn't have much to eat today, being in the studio promoting the book, but yeah, try and watch what you eat and go to the gym and chill out and keep the pounds down.
Yeah. So, Frank's book is called Let Me Be Frank, which is the obvious name to go with this particularly searingly honest memoir. I guess this is. You've had an autobiography done before, but this is something else altogether. Tell us why you wanted to come back and tell us this side of your story.
Someone said if I wanted to do a book, Dave Davis, the agent, and then Nick Owen from the Mirror.
You're going to have to just speak into that one.
Sorry, Simon, I apologise. Dave Davis, the agent, said that I want to do a book, and Nick Owen came up with the idea of me doing the book, and I think that it came out very, very well, and I'm very pleased that I've done the book, you know.
But sometimes people go back and they tell another episode of their life, you're thinking, okay, well, we kind of learnt everything first time round, but I really don't think that we did, because it's only now that it seems to me reading, I've read most of the book, that you feel as though you can come and tell us quite how bad everything was for you.
It was pretty bad, especially being sectioned and the embarrassment of being sectioned and the way I was treated when I was being sectioned.
Explain what that means.
It's very, very odd. You know, when police come around your house and with the so-called doctors sort of like examining you and thinking that they think that it's time for you to go and get sectioned, going through being sectioned and the medication, what you've been led to believe is meant to be good for you, and then when you take the medication it's much more worse for you. You take an injection, you take the tablet, and you took the tablet. Well, I've taken the tablet and I fell down and banged my head and got 6 stitches. Another day taking the tablets and fell right on the floor, nearly passed out and busted my ribs. But at the end of the day, they say them sort of like things are good for you and whatever, and I just had a rough time in some of the places I've been to.
So would you have been sectioned because a doctor had reported you or someone else had reported you?
I think the family reported me saying that I needed to be sectioned, but I don't think the family were there close enough to understand if I should have been sectioned the second time. The first time I agreed with what they had to do, but I never had the support in place. Now I've got support in place with a nice PA, and the agent's taking a little bit of, Dave Davis is taking a little bit of responsibility in looking and watching what I'm doing for me not to burn myself out or not to overwork. So I've got myself in place now, you know.
And you say in the book that you came to learn and you came to understand that you're bipolar.
So they say I'm bipolar, but yeah, I'm.
Do you think that's right?
I think sometimes I may have sort of inklings of bipolar, but I'm just for 18 months I've been on medication and I've just been on a nice level. Sometimes people have bipolar, some people have active bipolar where they can't see the act. They're very edgy, stroppy, and all different things like that. But at the moment I'm very, very smooth and very, very level, and I've got my life on a nice path.
So I guess mental illness are the two words that encompass everything. So whatever else it is, did it take you a long time to realise that was what the problem was, or did you know that? Did someone tell you?
Mental illness is how you live your life. What sort of stress, how you can, can handle stress. A lot of the time when people are going through a stress, or me going through a stress, I don't tell too much people what I'm going through, that sometimes you're suffering in silence. But it's nice that people can come out like myself and tell there's place for you to go and chat to people, to bounce off one another. It used to be very, very shameful to talk about mental health, because if you talked about mental health, people would laugh at you and mug you off and whatever. But people are coming out like myself and saying that they're feeling depressed and feeling lonely and they're going through a bad time.
And when you were bad, how did that manifest itself?
When I was bad?
Yeah, when you were bad, how did you behave? How did
when I got divorced, you know what I mean? I'm not slagging down no one from divorce. Everybody goes through a bad time through their life, you know what I mean? When I finished from boxing, the combination of having a family there, not having a family there, and just going through bad times, you know what I mean? The ups and downs, and I just had a breakdown, I just lost it.
keep it all under control, Frank. And then when you stopped boxing, it was the retirement from boxing that suddenly let everything out.
I think anybody that retires, and I retired at 35, and I had a very, very good life from when I was 18, and then I never looked back till I was about retiring from boxing. I didn't have time to sit down to think about depression or mental health or bipolar. I was always on the go, keeping fit, this country there, trying to get ready. I had help in doing all that. I had accountants there, I had a wife there, I had the kids there, I had a nanny there, I had the lawyers there, everyone setting out things for me. And when I finished in boxing, I was left by myself. Got divorced, the kids went with their mum, I was left at home. I did see the kids here and there, but it's not the same, you know, so I just left and everything just come crumbling down to me. I had to get an eye operation, which I got from the first round. I fought one of them called when I won the world title, so I had all different things firing at me and I just couldn't handle it. And having a breakdown and the pressure, like a pressure cooker or kettle, it just happened to some people and it just happened to me.
Yeah. And I would think for anybody, life after boxing isn't going to be easy.
Life after anything ain't going to be easy, especially being told that you've got to retire from something that when you didn't want to retire, but you're forced to retire and you don't know what to do. But thank God I had pantomime and different adverts here and there and bits and pieces up and down the country.
Did you have the right kind of mates?
Yeah, I had some of them let me down in a big way, you know what I mean? Some things were stolen from my house and whatever, but I only got myself to blame. I can't really put the blame down to them. I've got to put the blame down to myself. It's the crowd that he was keeping.
You just need to move slightly closer to the microphone.
No problem.
But you do say in the book, Frank, you were obviously devastated by one particular person who you don't name in the book, who you say took money from you on a fairly regular basis, even while you were in hospital, when you were being particularly poorly. And that no one is going to find that easy, but you didn't report it to the police. Do you think you should have done now?
I think I should have reported to the police, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a long, difficult story, but at the end of the day, I've got half of it back, and I'm going to continue to get most of it back. But yeah, I should have reported to the police, but it's a long, tricky situation, that one.
Did the person who take it, did they regret what they did?
They wrote me a letter and they regret it, but you know what I mean, I couldn't really understand it. It really knocked me for six and really disappointed me in the human race of you helping someone, you pay for certain different things through their life and help with houses and bits and pieces, and they would turn their back and do a thing like that. Greed is a very, but you know, I only got myself to blame because I should have been on point, but at the end of the day I was going through all different traumas and trying to move, and I thought there was on my side and in my corner, but no looking for no sympathy. That's life. That's how the cookie crumbles.